Hello my friends, in today's class we're going to be working on flexibility and we're really going to have a lot of focus on the hamstring, groin, hips and a few back bends. So I hope you enjoy the class. Always remember to go at your own pace, listen to the body and back off if there are any sharp pains. That normal uncomfortable stretch feeling is completely normal, not something to worry about, but if there are any stabbing pains then rather back off. We will begin with straddle pose. So for today's class we are doing a lot of wall poses in the beginning. So if you do have a space with a wall to start the class, that would be great. Otherwise, you can do the poses without the wall. It's just a bit more challenging. Okay, so let's begin with our legs up the wall. The easiest way to get into this position is starting sitting on your side. Lower down to your elbows and forearms, and then just slowly lifting the legs as you move the elbows, and then lifting the bum towards the wall. You want to try and be as close to the wall as possible in this pose. It is okay if there is a space between your legs and the wall. Relaxing onto your back and then opening out the legs nice and wide. Using your heels and your calves to crawl the legs as wide as they can. We're not warmed up yet, so no force. Flexing the toes are pointing inwards. Gentle engagement in the quads and the kneecaps lifting. And just resting your hands on the inside of your thighs, relaxing the shoulders down. And taking a few nice cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then breathing deeply in and out through the nose, softening the space between the eyes. And a gentle stretch the back of the neck as you tilt the chin in slightly. Every now and then see if you can use your heels and your calves to crawl the legs a little bit wider. And enjoying those long inhales and exhales, in and out through the nose. And holding for 5 more deep breaths. Feel the stomach rising and falling. And then bending your right knee, bringing the heel close towards you. If you can, try to open out that left leg a little bit more. And you can either have your hands resting on your legs or to the sides, palms facing up. Just finding what feels good for you, what's comfortable. Adjusting the shoulders to keep them soft. Feel the inner thigh muscles rolling out. And slowly changing sides, straightening out the right leg, bending the left knee in. And gently opening out the legs. Keeping that leg opening, toes pointing inwards. And then straightening out the legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Bring the feet together, legs together, thighs together, flexing the toes. Ironing out the back. And then making our way into a forward fold. So you can stay here if this is enough of a stretch for you.
Or you can come up onto your elbows and forearms, try to get your elbows underneath your shoulders, not collapsing the chest down, really pushing away from the mat, lifting the chest, looking towards the knees or the shins, legs as straight as possible. If your knees are bent, that's fine. Just straightening them as much as you can. Holding here, or making your way up with the arms straight, fingers pointing outwards, away from you. And just slowly straightening the arms, moving the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. The further away your hands are, the easier it is. The closer you walk your hands towards you, the more challenging. And slowly working towards getting your forehead towards the shins. Possibly touching, lengthening the spine. Breathe. And relax, coming down to your forearms to come out of the pose, bending the knees. Relax the head, rolling onto your side as you make your way up. Coming onto all fours for tabletop. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck the toes, lift the hips downward facing dog, working those heels down, lengthening the spine, looking between the legs of the navel. Feet hip width apart, grounding the knuckles, spreading the fingers. Pressing the fingertips down, moving the belly in and up. And rolling forward to a plank pose, which you can do on your knees if you need to. Engaging the abs, spread the shoulders. Heels over toes, shoulders over wrists, press the knuckles down. Shifting your shoulders forward over the fingers, chaturanga, elbows in, nice and slow, controlled, all the way down, untuck the toes, inhale, rolling up to cobra, elbows still in at your sides, shoulders back, gazing forwards, engaging the glutes, tops of the feet down. Exhale, lower the chest, rolling down like a wave, untuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath. We'll do that 2 more times, rolling forwards to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, nice and slow. Inhale, cobra, rolling the spine. Exhale, rolling down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And last one, rolling forwards to plank. Broaden the shoulders, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lift those hips. Work the heels down. And enjoy the flow of the breath. Three more deep breaths. And pyramid pose, stepping the right foot forward between the hands. Drop the back heel down. You can adjust the front foot close towards the side of the mat so your hips have enough space to become in line with each other, to level out, so the right hip moves back, left hip forwards. For pyramid pose, if you need to use your blocks for extra length in the arms, you can on either side of the leg. Straightening out the legs again. If you can't get your legs straight and there's a bend in the knee, that's fine. Breathe. Bending the elbows behind you, lowering the chest down, and then the forehead. And hold. Keep pulling the right hip back, left hip forwards. Elbows moving straight back rather than out to the sides. Draw the belly in. Twisted pyramid. Take the left hand to the outside of the foot. You can use the block if you need to for the height. Fingers on the front. Straightening out the legs. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forwards. adjusting where the block needs to go, and then slowly lifting your right arm up towards the ceiling, looking up if you can, otherwise keep looking down. You can adjust the height of the block, or you can remove it completely. And slowly make your way into the pose. Stretching out the hamstrings, stacking the shoulders, focusing, and looking down as you slowly come out the pose. To come out, we can bend the front knee, step the back foot forwards, forward fold, holding your elbows behind the knees, feet hip width apart, parallel lines between the feet. Relaxing the neck, looking between the legs, and slowly start to straighten those legs if you can. Moving the shoulders away from the ears. Lifting the glutes up towards the ceiling, your hips up. Kneecaps up. Top of the head down. And relax the hands. Letting the hands just hang loose, slowly rolling the spine all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Relaxing those shoulders. Taking a cleansing breath. Inhale, arms all the way up and back. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down, walking or floating back to a plank pose. Breathe, broaden those shoulders, engage those legs and glutes, and chaturanga shifting forwards all the way down. Inhale to up dog, straight arms this time, shoulders over your wrists, so you don't want it to look like this, and this places a lot more pressure on your lower back. Wrists under your shoulders, tops of the feet pressing down. Try to press the feet down to lift the thighs, but if you can't get the thighs up, just keep pressing those feet down. Shoulders back, gazing forwards, knuckles pressing down. Breathe. Exhale all the way down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Excuse the dog barking in the background, some things are out of our control. Just have to let them go. And stepping the left foot forwards. Pyramid pose on the other side. Straightening out the legs. Hips facing the left leg. Pulling the left hip back, the right hip forwards. Using those blocks if you need to for extra height. Otherwise, hands to either side of the leg. Moving the chest down and the forehead down, elbows moving back. Draw the belly in and up. Straightening out the spine as much as you can. Just 2 more deep breaths. And lifting the chest for a twisted pyramid, so you can use the block on the outside of the foot if you need to, bringing it a bit closer. Everyone's built differently, so that wherever you place the block will be slightly different for you than it would for me. Our hand down block, hand on block, reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling, gazing up if you can. If you lose your balance, keep looking down. And as you come out the pose, looking down, micro bend in the left knee. Hands to either side of the foot, stepping the back foot forwards. This time holding your ankles, wrapping the elbows behind the knees, straightening out the legs for a different variation of forward fold. Moving the crown of the head down towards the toes, forehead towards the shins. Deep breaths. And holding for 3 more breaths. And placing the hands down either side of the feet. Bend the knees. Stepping the right foot back, low lunge, and tucking the back toes. Stacking your knee over your ankle, and then just gently making your way from the low lunge to a half split. Use the blocks if you need to, as you shift the weight back, peeling the toes up and slowly sinking the hips down. If you don't have blocks, it's fine, just use your hands. Hips back, toes up, digging the heel down, dragging it towards you, and slowly sink the hips down. And breathe, connecting the breath with the movement. Noticing what the back foot's doing, if it's in line with the knee. And just trying to move as fluid as possible, rather than rushing through. Inhaling and exhaling. And just one more. And then the next time you go back, hold, keep a micro bend in the knee as you drag the heel towards you, really squeezing that heel towards you, engaging those hamstrings and the glutes, keep pulling it in, hold, and just relax, softening into the leg. 3 more times, digging it down, pulling it towards you, hold, and relax. 2 more times, digging it down, pulling it towards you, hold, moving the forehead closer to the shin. And relax, last one, dig it down, drag it towards you, left hip moving back. And relax. Full split, sliding the back foot further back. Use the blocks, books or bricks, whatever you can find if you need them. Starting in that half split position with your left leg, and slowly begin sliding the heel forwards, hips moving down, feet are in line with your hips, not out to the sides or inwards. Keep the hips as level as you can rather than opening the hips out to the side. And take your time. And breathe. If there's pain, back off. And some days you'll be more flexible than others. Deepening the breath, breathing into those tense areas. Checking in on yourself. Being kind to yourself. And every now and then, see if you can go lower, but your body will tell you if you can't. So just listen. Just listen. No force. No pressure. No competition. This is just for you. And then to come out of the pose, pushing yourself up, dragging that front heel towards you, and moving the blocks to the side. Making your way to down dog, lifting the hips up, working those heels down. Breathe. And then stepping your right foot forwards, low lunge on the other side, moving from your low lunge position to your half split, forwards and back, connecting the breath, moving the stomach in and up, sinking the hips down and back as you pull the heel towards you. And just 3 more times. And then on the last last one. Micro bend in the knee. Drag the heel towards your stomach, in and up. Chest towards the thigh, forehead towards the shin. Keep pulling that leg towards you, right hip moving back, and relax. 3 more times. Step the heel down, drag it towards you. Breathe, hold. And relax. 2 more times. When you're ready, dig it down, drag it towards you. Breathe. And relax. Last time. And drag it towards you. And relax. Stepping the foot back. Child's pose, knees out to the side, hips back, walk the hands forward, raise the forehead down. Take a cleansing breath. And slowly making your way up. Now I'd like you to try to stand without using your hands. So you can either do this on your shins, lift the hips, tuck the toes, lift the knees, stand. Or you can do this with the legs crossed, pressing the knife edge of your feet down and then grounding the feet down to stand. Or get creative, but try not to use the hands, and if you need to use the hands, that's fine. So standing split against the wall. How we do this, make sure there's nothing on either side of you that you could fall and hurt yourself. And then placing the hands down, shoulder width apart, and bringing the heels nice and close towards the wall. Spread out the fingers, middle fingers facing forwards, grounding the knuckles down. And then adjust the distance as you need to, looking between the hands. Bend the right knee and place the right shin against the wall. And then slowly, with control, sliding that right foot up, leveling out the hips, and using the hands to press, to push away from the floor to bring the hips closer towards the wall. And you can look towards the wall, armpits facing the wall, spreading the shoulders, and breathe, slowly pressing yourself closer. Three more deep breaths. Top of the right foot pressing down so it's not collapsing to the side. And slowly coming down, sliding the foot down. Hopefully your wall's smooth, otherwise it's not pleasant. And slowly changing sides. Left shin against the wall and sliding that shin up, leveling out the hips, making sure you don't knock any pictures off the wall, and working the hips towards the wall, pushing away from the ground, armpits facing the wall, looking towards the wall. Breathe. And if you feel like you can move your hands closer, that's great, go for it. Three more deep breaths, nearly there. And slowly coming down with control, making your way to a child's pose so you don't get a head rush before coming up. And slowly coming up. And know that you can do these holds for much longer if you'd like to. Just pause the video and then carry on. Bridge pose, you can cross the feet together, rocking over the feet, or just make your way to this position. Reaching the hands forward, tucking the chin, lowering the hips down. Bringing the heels close towards your knees in line with your hips, toes facing forwards. Lifting the hips up, engaging the glutes. Interlocking your hands together underneath your back. Try to press your palms together. And tuck the shoulders. Lift the chin. Lift the chest. Deep breaths. Feel the thigh muscles rolling inwards towards each other. But the hips, the knees are staying hip width apart. And releasing the hands, slowly rolling the spine down one vertebra at a time. Untucking the shoulders, staying here for a wheel pose. So again, feet under your ankles, under your knees, but if there's tightness or pain in the knees, your feet can be further away from you. Hands next to the ears, fingertips facing towards the shoulders. Notice what your elbows are doing. You want them pointing straight up, not out to the sides. So you're going to keep moving the elbows towards each other, especially if you're finding them moving out to the sides. So pointing straight up. And then slowly lifting the hips, engage the glutes. Then slowly lifting the middle of your back and the shoulders and coming onto the top of your head if you can. Keep the elbows pointing up so your elbows are stacked over your wrists. Don't let the knees move out to the sides. Holding here or lift the chest. Breathe. Relax the neck, no strain in your neck. Hold. And as you slowly come down, tuck the chin. So you gently come down to your shoulders and the back of your head. And gently lowering the back down. Using your stomach muscles just to iron out the spine as you press the lower back down. Feet nice and wide, let the knees fall together. Just reaching your arms over your head. Again, just pause the video if you need more time to work on that. And then holding the back of your thighs, lifting the chin, rocking yourself up, pressing the shins down, lifting the hips, turning to face a wall. Camel pose using the wall. So you want the hips to touch the wall, quads to touch the wall. Feet in line with your knees, knees in line with your hips. And really focus on pressing the quads against the wall, slightly engaging your glutes. If you need to use blocks, put blocks next to your ankles for that extra height. Pushing the legs against the wall, slightly engage the glutes. Bringing one hand down at a time. And then lifting the chest, lengthening the neck back rather than just collapsing it back. Breathe. Keep pushing the thighs against the wall, your quads. You want them to be stacked over the knees, and using the wall for support helps to create this alignment and so you know how it's supposed to feel when you're doing it without the wall. If it's comfortable here or quite easy for you, you can move the blocks away. You can tuck the toes for a little bit of extra height if you need that height. Or tops of the feet down, one hand at a time, holding the heels or ankles. Push the quads against the wall. Lift the chest, protect the back, and then lengthening the neck back. If it's comfortable, you can collapse it back. But if there's any strain at all, bring it back up. And just slowly come up, use your hands on your lower back. And slowly sit back on the heels, turn to your side. Stretch it out in the child's pose. Cleansing breath. And lifting the chest when you're ready. Hero pose. So for hero pose, you can use a block if you need to, if this is uncomfortable for you. So you want to be able to sit in between the feet. The heels are nice and close towards you. Knees are in line with your hips. If there's pain in the knees, sit on the block or cushion or something to elevate the hips. As many as you need to. Otherwise, sitting on the mat. Lengthening the spine, softening the shoulders, deepening the breath. And then holding this pose, or slowly moving the elbows and forearms down, elbows underneath your shoulders. Making those small adjustments to feel comfortable in the pose. Knees stay in line with your hips. Don't let the chest collapse. Keep it lifted. And hold. To take it a step further, you can come down to your back and hold your elbows above your head. Make sure the knees aren't moving out to the sides. And relax into the pose. Slowing down the breath. And holding for 3 more deep breaths. And then coming out, pressing the elbows down. You can hold onto your heels of your feet. Lifting the chest, lifting the chin, and pressing yourself up. Hands down, tabletop. And stepping it back to a plank. Heels over toes. Spread the shoulders, wrists, under shoulders, knuckles pressing down. And holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chaturanga, shifting forwards using the toes, bend the elbows in nice and slow. All the way down. Inhale to cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, lower the chest. Bring your forearms forward for a sphinx pose. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Feet hip width apart, tops of the feet down. Pressing the hands down and dragging them towards you. Open the chest as the shoulders move back. Gazing forwards or just over the nose. And then a gentle quad stretch. Moving your right hand to face the left forearm so the arms parallel to the front of the mat. Put the elbows underneath your shoulder. Bending your left knee and guiding the toes towards you. Just reaching towards them. If you can't, you can use a belt to wrap around the toes and pull. Otherwise, if you can, place the hand on top of the toes. And as you press down, turning the fingers to face forward, lifting the elbow up. The chest is going to want to collapse down. Keep pushing away from the mat. Gently guide the heel towards you. Elbows moving up, chest open. And breathe. And releasing those toes, changing sides. Left elbow down under your left shoulder. Bending that right knee. Knee in line with your hip. Hand on top of the toes, moving the fingers forward, elbow moving up, or just reaching towards the toes, grabbing the foot, and slowly guiding it towards you. Just 2 more deep breaths.
and release with control. Remember that the coming out of poses and the moving into poses are just as important as the pose itself, and the coming out of a pose and leaving a pose is where you're more likely to injure yourself. Locust pose, interlocking the fingers together behind your back, point the toes, lift the legs, reaching the hands back, squeeze the shoulder blades in, lifting the chest, engaging the glutes. Breathe. Holding with the feet hip width apart, and then bringing the feet together. Noticing the difference. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Crossing the arms, resting the head down the arms. Take a cleansing breath. Almost done. Hands to either side of the chest as you push yourself up, lifting the hips up, sitting back onto the heels, and just crossing the feet over to rock over the feet, or just make your way to this pose with the legs in front of you. And bending the right knee, placing the foot over the left thigh, bending the left knee, and moving the hips down so that your right and left glute are touching the mat. Lengthening your spine, and then squeezing the knee into your chest with your left arm. Right hand behind you, lengthening the spine as you look over your shoulder. And then changing sides. Right leg down, bend the knee. Step the left foot over. Work the left glute down, both hips are moving down and level as possible, squeezing that right knee into your chest. Sorry, left knee into your chest with your right arm. Left arm behind you, gazing over your shoulder, shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the spine, keep squeezing the knee in towards your chest. Breathe. Holding for 2 more deep breaths. And release. Reaching the arms forward with the knees bent, and slowly with control making your way down into your back. And relax, hugging those knees into the chest. Taking another cleansing breath. And then relaxing for Shavasana, in whichever pose is comfortable for you. Making those adjustments to feel comfortable and relaxed, palms facing up to receive the full benefits of the practice. Closing the eyes and just letting go of all the sensations within the body, the busyness of the mind, and the control of the breath. Just simply be here and now. And simply noticing as a silent witness, the body, the breath, the mind. And knowing that you've let go of that control, that pressure, that stress. And just observe.
And then slowly bringing movement to the fingers and the toes. Placing your hands on your stomach and softly opening the eyes. Hugging the knees into your chest. And rolling onto your side as you make your way to seated. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Namaste.